you have the capacity and you are capable and you put in the work, because it's very intense. It's a very intense industry.
99 FM, your feel good station. Yes, please and thank you. You know, when we bring Royal Hustlers back, it's because we've got the royals of the royals in the building. Well, ladies and gentlemen, this morning we have Ndapewoshali in the building. Now, she is a communications and stakeholder relations specialist and oil and gas executive. Currently the director of the communications and stakeholder relations of Reconnaissance Energy and Energy Namibia. She's recognized as one of the AEC's 25 under 40 women in energy rising star in 2023, with over a decade of experience in journalism and corporate communication. She holds a degree in law and communication from the University of Namibia and the University of Cape Town. Now, she combines her journalism background with the strategic communication expertise, focusing on media relations, corporate affairs, stakeholders engagement, compliance, and the ESG management. She is currently pursuing further qualifications in compliance and ESG management, a strong advocate for women's involvement in Namibia's energy sector, and she is committed to advancing their future and participation and success. Ladies and gentlemen, what a full bio. Good morning. How are you this morning?
I'm good, thank you. How are you?
I can't complain. How much of a morning person are you?
Let me just tell you that it took a lot of commitment for me to be here at this time. But it's not the getting up. The getting up is fine. 5:30 I'm awake.
Okay.
But it's the getting out of the house.
Getting out of the house.
I don't know what happens in 2 hours. I do not know. All I know is that most of the time I'm running out of the house with one shoe in the hand.
We are so honored to have you, man. Thank you for making time to be here.
Thank you so much. I'm humbled and I'm really grateful that you have me.
Let's try and start somewhere where it all began. What kind of childhood did you have, and how did that shape you to sort of be the person that you are today?
I am from Kitmansop. Okay, I was born in Lubango, Angola. My father is Kwanyama. Obviously, we all know that the Kwanyamas are from that side. And so when I was very, very young, we came back, but I was also born that side because of the liberation struggle. My earliest years I can remember is growing up in Kitmansop. That's where I went to school. I was raised there. I think that's what shaped me. I only came to Windhoek as a late teen when I came for university. And growing up, my mom was a police officer. She's a retired deputy commissioner. And I was really raised between the magistrate court and the police station because she would be at work and then I would go there after work. So when people say that, oh my gosh, those are the cops, like, huh? Because I'm used to that, so I was raised. But then I learned a lot, and that's also where I fell in love with. I think now I realize is speaking on behalf of people who cannot actually speak for themselves. So that's a mixture between communications and law, you know. So it's either someone doesn't know how to express themselves or someone does not know how to speak up for themselves and represent themselves. My childhood was very chilled. I have very, very strict parents.
For sure.
So homework, always school, always.
On
but
time.
I was also always very active, debating, tennis, junior achievement, netball.
You were out there.
I was out there. Very active, still very active now. And when I came to university, I did a start with my B juris, but failed my first year because I was playing and I didn't, B juris you finish in 3 years. I didn't. And then I started in journalism. The first paper I worked with was Confidante. I had a column there while I was still in school, in university.
Wow.
So big thank you.
You were already writing while you were still in school. I was already
writing, my sister knew Max Hamata, and he basically, she went to him and said, give the child a shot, and he did. So thank you to him. That's where I really fell in love with journalism, and then I went into journalism, worked for the Namibian newspaper for 5 years as investigative journalist, and then joined Wanda Guchu. He is the Rolls Royce of journalism. What is
the Lamborghini? the Bugatti.
Yes, he's the Mercedes of Formula One. Mercedes, he's that of journalism. Yeah, so we started Eagle FM together, the setup, structuring the shows.
Wow.
And that was at a time where I was transitioning into, I was already doing corporate communications on the side, focusing on crisis management, brand reputation, the communications, internal, external, PR, and so on. But then I had that time where I needed, as I'm structuring myself and setting myself up by consultancy. I was working for Eagle FM, and it really was one of the greatest steps I had taken to do that. And then left Eagle FM in 2021 or 2020, I can't remember, to start in the oil and gas industry. So
was that a big change? Was it a big leap?
Because I was already, the consultancy I was back then in Feather was for corporate communications, but I didn't want to be, I need to be very economic with my words here and very diplomatic. I didn't want to I'm not saying the other comms, this is going to sound so wrong.
Yeah.
I wanted to not, I'm not that the other communication is ordinary, but I definitely wanted a great challenge for myself.
Oh, okay.
I'm not saying the others are not challenges,
but
please,
for yourself.
But for myself.
Yeah.
And when the opportunity to be in oil and gas came, I said, this is it.
This is it.
And strange thing is that what I was actually hired for as a consultant, I said, listen here, I'm going to make sure that I'm going to sell my skills to you guys, and you guys are going to I'm going to make you want to create this portfolio for me. So I went there. I was supposed to do a media relations setup for an operator, but then I saw many opportunities, and then I just packaged myself as I come as communications. I come as under communications, media relations, PR, as well as also stakeholder relations and a bit of compliance because of the legal, and just started doing the work. And as the company started growing in its activities, the role needed to be established, and that's how I got into it.
You came and made a role that wasn't there.
You know, one thing about
I'm coming to build this. What?
Yeah, so, and the good thing is that, and the one thing that I really appreciate about my industry, it's energy overall, but I'm an oil and gas girly, is that they don't shy away from having young people. When you have the capacity and you are capable and you put in the work, because it's very intense. It's a very intense industry. You will be noticed and you will be recognized, and you will be given the opportunity to do your work. So as long as you have the capacity, you are capable, and you deliver, you continuously learn, and you continuously capacitate yourself. So then I grew into that role, went back to the consultancy again to just set that up so that I can be able to even help other people get into the industry, and that's also taking off by itself. And then 2022 started speaking internationally. I thank God, and I thank God for my destiny helpers who really just went out there and said, listen, there's something we see here, and we want to put you in on platforms.
And things just started lining up.
Speaking on international platforms, continental platforms.
Was it nervous your first time when you stepped on an international platform?
It wasn't. It wasn't nervous, again, because I think it's my personality maybe. But also I pray a lot. So anything that I do, I prepare and I speak to God about it. And then there's always that, He tells me, my child, you have it. So I walk in. I was definitely overwhelmed because the people's portfolios, people had 20 years, 25 years, 15 years, 10 years in the industry. So there was a bit of like, oh my gosh, here I come. I only have 1 year experience in the industry, but then I started warming up to it. So Africa Energy Chamber is one of the people who gave me platforms. The Namibia International Energy Conference, Reach Africa. I mean, the Petroleum Commissioner, if I just have to mention the ladies who really said that, look, come and we're going to make sure that we help you in growing in this industry. Petroleum Commissioner, the head of exploration at NAMCO, Meviki and Memegi, Salma Shimutikeni from NIEC. Those are really people who said, as long as you put in the work, we'll assist you in growing. So now recently I was fortunate enough to be appointed as a board member for the NYEF. I'm 35, so this is my last year as a youth. So having been able to be an oil and gas executive at the age of 31
what an
or
achievement.
32, now I can plow back and also give young people
the opportunity
and knowledge that I gained through learning. They don't have to go through the struggles that I may have, but I can now also impart what I have, which is paying it forward, really.
Wow. Speaking about paying forward, and because of time, you've inspired so many listeners already. My lines are flashing here, but normally we can't take calls while we're doing an interview. But I think what they would want to hear is, do you have any life advice that you could share? Life and career advice, lastly, that you could share to our listeners this morning?
Yeah. Life advice, I would say, it's okay to keep learning, and it's good to keep learning, and it's okay to change your mind. It's okay to as long as you're focused on what your end goal is, it's okay to keep learning. Listen a lot to people around you, advice, but also have discernment what it is that you are listening to. And on the career side, I'd say again, just it's not enough, and it's something that young people and women, we are always told that no, it's not enough to you can't just be at the table because you're young or you're women. And we're not at the table because we're young or we're women. We're there because we're capable and we have capacity. So capacitate yourself, and when you do get an opportunity, continue to work and not prove yourself, but make sure that you don't slack. Just because now you are at the table, you have the opportunity. Put in the work, learn, continue to learn, continue to ask questions, continue to capacitate yourself, continue to speak to people and listen. I really achieved a few things because I was willing to listen to people, willing to be guided, be teachable. And also, again, maybe to flip back to the personal, try and have a board of directors for your life. I struggled in the beginning to have how mentorship works, and I think you can't have one mentor. I have someone for finance, I have someone for my walk with God, I have someone for my career, someone for academic. So it's almost like you set up a board of directors for your life. And that really helps you very much because you don't know it all and you're continuously learning. So that is it. Nothing is too big. I don't come from an oil and gas background, but here I am. So anything is possible. Come from the dusty streets of Keetmanshoop, and here we are.
From the dusty streets of Keetmanshoop to being oil exec. Ladies and gentlemen, there you have it. Be open to learn, grow yourself, and have the capacity. And when you make it to the table, don't just sit at the table, but
bring others along.
And bring others along. Thank you so much for spending time with us this morning.
Thank you so much.